The store had just closed. Neon lights flickered through the dusty glass, casting faint shadows over the counter where a tired young cashier named Ayan counted the last few bills. He didn't know that in the next 10 minutes, his quiet night would turn into a nightmare. And that somewhere, behind the racks of soda and chips, 2 bikers were still inside, unseen, silent, and watching. Before we dive into this powerful, true-to-life story of courage and kindness, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to Kindness Universe, and drop a comment if you believe kindness can still protect the world. It was almost midnight when Ayan, a 22-year-old cashier, turned the open sign to closed. The day had been long. His mother was sick at home, and every shift he worked helped pay for her medicine. He wasn't rich, but he was honest, the kind of person who smiled at every customer, no matter how tired he was. The store was silent now, except for the hum of the old freezer and the soft patter of rain against the glass door. He was counting coins, humming quietly to himself, when the bell over the entrance suddenly jingled. Ayan looked up, surprised. The door was supposed to be locked. 3 men walked in, tall, hooded, and reeking of alcohol. Their eyes were cold, their smiles cruel. One of them slammed his hand on the counter. "Yo, kid, you still open?" The man sneered. Ayan swallowed hard. "Sorry, sir, we're closed. Please come back tomorrow." But they didn't move. One of them leaned closer, his voice low and mocking. "Tomorrow's too far, boy. We just need a drink. Or maybe your register." Ayan froze. His heart pounded. He could smell the danger in their breath. That sharp mix of liquor and aggression. He didn't have security guards, and the cameras above barely worked. He tried to stay calm. "Please, just leave. I'll get in trouble if—" The leader cut him off, grabbing him by the collar. "You think we care about your trouble?" The other 2 laughed, knocking over candy displays and tossing chips across the floor. Ayan tried to pull away, but the thug shoved him hard against the counter. His back hit the edge, and pain shot through him. He wasn't a fighter. He was just a boy trying to survive another shift. Outside, the rain poured harder, drowning out the noise inside. Nobody was walking by, nobody to help, but Ayan didn't know. He wasn't alone. At the far corner of the store, past the refrigerated aisle, 2 figures sat quietly behind a stack of boxes. They'd come in earlier, soaking wet after a long ride. Rafi and Saad, local bikers known for their loud engines and leather jackets, had stopped in for coffee before their night ride. They were regulars, and Ayan always treated them kindly, offering free refills, never judging their rough looks. They liked him. And when they saw those men walk in after closing, they stayed low, watching, listening, waiting. Rafi's jaw clenched. "They're going to hurt him." Saad nodded slowly. "Let's wait. They think no one's here." Back at the counter, Ayan tried one last time. "Please, just take what you want and leave. Don't hurt me." The leader laughed, pulling out a small knife. "What I want," he hissed, "is some respect. Get on your knees." Ayan froze, staring at the blade. His hands trembled. He dropped to the floor, his breath quick and shallow. One of the other thugs grabbed the register and started prying it open, coins spilling across the floor. Ayan's voice cracked. "Please, don't do this." The leader crouched down beside him, whispering in his ear. "You think anyone's coming to save you, cashier boy?" He pressed the knife closer. A small cut opened on Ayan's cheek. That was the moment Rafi stood up. The sound of heavy boots echoed through the store. The thugs turned, was startled. 2 men stepped out from behind the shelves, dripping wet from the rain, wearing black biker jackets. Rafi's voice was calm, but cold. "You picked the wrong store tonight." The leader's smirk faltered. "Who the hell are you?" Saad cracked his knuckles. "Just customers, but we don't like your manners." Before the thugs could react, Saad grabbed one of them by the wrist and twisted hard, sending the knife clattering across the floor. Rafi lunged at the second man, knocking him into the snack shelf. Bags of chips rained down as the fight broke out. The leader tried to swing a bottle, but Rafi blocked it with his arm, shoving him against the counter. Ayan scrambled back, terrified and awestruck. The store erupted in chaos. Grunts, glass breaking, fists thudding. Rain kept hammering the windows like a heartbeat in sync with the struggle inside. Within seconds, the bikers had them cornered. Rafi grabbed the leader by the collar. "Say sorry to the kid." The man spat blood. "You'll regret—" Before he could finish, Rafi slammed him onto the floor. "No, you will." They tied the 3 thugs with the same duct tape used for packaging boxes. Then Rafi turned to Ayan. "You okay, brother?" Ayan's voice was shaking. I think so. Thank you." Saad smiled faintly. "You always give us free coffee. Guess it's our turn." When the police arrived, they found the 3 men bruised, tied up, and shivering. Rafi and Saad stood by calmly, giving their statements. Ayan sat outside under the awning, the rain slowing to a drizzle. His cheek was still bleeding slightly, but his heart was heavy with something deeper: gratitude. One of the officers clapped him on the shoulder. "You're lucky, kid. If those bikers weren't here." Ayan looked at Rafi and Saad, who were getting ready to leave on their bikes. The engines roared to life, rumbling like thunder. He ran toward them. "Wait!" he called out. "You saved my life. I'll never forget this." Rafi smiled, handing him a small keychain, a silver bike charm. "Just remember this, Ayan. Not everyone who looks rough is bad. Sometimes angels wear leather." They rode off into the night, red taillights fading into the rain. The next morning, Ayan came back to open the store. The broken glass was cleaned up, the register repaired, but on the counter lay a note, crumpled and damp from rain. It read, "Stay strong, brother. Kindness always finds its way back." He smiled softly, tears welling up in his eyes. The fear of the night before melted into a quiet strength. He looked out the window at the street, at the wet tire marks disappearing into the distance, and whispered, "Thank you." If this story touched your heart, please like the video, subscribe to Kindness Universe, and share it to remind people kindness and courage can come from the most unexpected places. In a world where cruelty often makes the loudest noise, it's easy to forget that goodness still exists, hidden in quiet gestures, in strangers who care, in people who choose to act when it matters most. Ayan learned that night that heroes don't always wear uniforms. Sometimes they ride old motorcycles. Sometimes they just care enough to step forward. And that is what keeps humanity alive.